Hi guys, I'm Peter. I'd like to share my perspective and analyze this through my own lens. Let's start. K-pop isn't just evolving, it's being rebuilt. If you're watching from the US, you've probably noticed something interesting. The new K-pop groups debuting today feel different, not just musically, but structurally. What we're witnessing right now isn't just another generation shift, it's a system shift. 2025 is shaping up to be one of the most competitive years in K-pop history. Major companies are launching multiple new groups almost back-to-back. But this isn't simply about more rookies entering the market. It's about how they're entering. In the past, debut day was everything. The showcase, the first music show stage, the official album drop. Now, the competition starts months before that. Pre-debut content is the real battlefield. TikTok clips, YouTube shorts, behind-the-scenes storytelling, personality edits, fan interactive live streams. Global audiences aren't meeting idols on stage first anymore. They're meeting them in the algorithm, and that changes everything. Fifth-generation idols are not born on music shows. They are born in feeds. Fandom now forms before the first album drops. Some groups build international fan bases before they ever perform live. That's a radical shift from third- and fourth-generation eras, where broadcast exposure and chart performance defined growth. Now, emotional accessibility and digital presence matter, just as much as vocal power or choreography. The center of K-pop is moving from stage to platform. Older generations optimized for arena tours and televised performances. The new generation optimizes for engagement loops, algorithm visibility, and global immediacy. But here's the twist. This isn't making K-pop less ambitious. It's making it more hybrid. Fifth-generation idols blur the line between artist and content creator, between performer and personality, between musician and digital native. Technology is no longer a tool behind the scenes. It's part of the identity. AI avatars, virtual fan events, real-time translation, global live stream culture. Fans don't just watch, they interact. And that leads to a deeper question. What defines K-pop now? Is it the nationality of the members, the language of the song, the company system, or is it the way fandom is engineered? Another major shift is happening quietly. The traditional hit song formula isn't as dominant as before. We're seeing million-selling albums from groups without a single mainstream, viral hit in the US market. Why? Because fandom purchasing power is becoming stronger than casual chart success. Presence is replacing peak. K-pop's power is less about one explosive billboard moment and more about sustained community-driven ecosystems. That's very different from Western pop, which often revolves around individual superstardom. K-pop is evolving into something more networked, fan-centered, tech-mediated, emotionally serialized. The real headline isn't that new idols are debuting. It's that K-pop is redesigning how pop music functions in a digital world. Fandom is no longer just support. It's infrastructure. Technology is no longer just distribution. It's identity. And fifth-generation idols are standing right at that intersection. Now let's go deeper. If the system is shifting, the archetype is breaking. The traditional K-pop idol polished, emotionally curated, perfectly synchronized is being challenged by a new aesthetic. And that aesthetic is messy, digital, slightly chaotic. Enter Hyperpop. Hyperpop isn't just a genre, it's a mood. Distorted vocals, artificial textures, glitchy beats, emotional overload. It embraces what used to be considered too much or too fake. And that's exactly why it matters for K-pop. For years, K-pop has been built on precision. Clean vocals, synchronized choreography, controlled narratives. Hyperpop flips that logic. Instead of perfection, it celebrates fragmentation. Instead of elegance, it embraces exaggeration. Instead of emotional clarity, it thrives in emotional chaos. This resonates deeply with Gen Z and digital native audiences. Online identity today is already fragmented. We live between curated Instagram feeds and messy private emotions, between filters and burnout, between confidence and anxiety. Hyperpop mirrors that reality. If K-pop incorporates this energy, we're not just talking about a sound shift. We're talking about a new type of idol. Not the flawless star, but the unstable, self-aware, hyper-digital character. That brings us to KATSEYE. KATSEYE isn't just another global girl group. It's a hybrid experiment, built on the K-pop training system, but born through Western media formats and global casting. And their strategy is revealing. Instead of building mystique, they lower emotional barriers. Traditional K-pop fandom often begins with admiration, talent, visuals, performance. KATSEYE begins with relatability. You don't have to decode a complex universe. A single short clip, a laugh, a mistake, a vulnerable moment is enough for a fan to think, I relate to her. Fandom today is less about collective belonging and more about personal emotional connection. It's less we are one fandom and more I feel connected to this member. That shift changes branding entirely. Now consider technology again. Most companies treat tech like a flex. AI avatars, metaverse concerts, digital twins. But the smarter strategy is to hide the tech and use it to amplify emotion. Real-time translation that makes a Brazilian fan feel understood. Subtitles that capture tone, not just words. Interactive content that responds to fan comments. Technology shouldn't feel like a gadget. It should feel like warmth. If fans walk away saying, that felt personal, not, that was advanced, the strategy worked. Finally, identity. The biggest shift of fifth generation isn't visual, it's emotional. Fans are no longer asking, how good do they look? They're asking, what does this person feel like? Character today isn't built through fixed concepts. It's built through emotional consistency. How does this member react to stress? How do they speak casually? What are they insecure about? What do they stand for? Identity becomes narrative, not branding. And that opens a huge opportunity for older generations. Not by rebooting their past, but by evolving their story. Not look who we were, but look who we've become. Today's audience values growth over nostalgia. So here's the bigger picture. K-pop is moving from perfection to connection, from spectacle to intimacy, from uniformity to individual emotional arcs. The question isn't whether K-pop can go more global. It already has. The real question is whether it can stay emotionally human while becoming technologically advanced. Because in this new era, the groups that win won't just be the most beautiful, they'll be the most connectable. And that might be the biggest transformation K-pop has ever faced. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. How do you see K-pop evolving? If you found this analysis meaningful, your support truly helps. Subscribing and liking the video allows me to continue, creating deeper and better K-content insights for you.